Hey, welcome to the 42 Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Kajila. This is a space built primarily for athletes where their stories are told and shared with the world. The name 42 means for the athlete to the world, and that's exactly our mission. Along the way, we'll also dive into everything happening in our wonderful world of sports. So whether you're an athlete, a fan, or just love a good story, you are in the right place. Welcome to the 42 Sports Podcast for the athlete to the world. And today I'm joined by a very special athlete, Ingoma Mwanza. Ingoma, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm alright. How are things going by yourself?
No, things are going pretty well on my side. Launched this podcast, I think it's been almost a month, and it's been kind of a fun endeavor to go on to. And this is actually going to be the second athlete interview. I don't know if you saw did you see the first one?
Yeah, I saw the first one with Andre.
Yeah, with Andre. So this, I guess it's like a family affair at this stage. But yeah, just for somebody who's listening right now who might not know you personally, how would you describe yourself to somebody who's meeting you for the first time?
On a personal level, I'm somebody that's very friendly. Somebody who is a people person, I have a few friends, those type of things.
Yeah.
And in terms of as an athlete, I'm somebody who's very determined. I want to achieve my goals, whether long term, short term, on the pitch. If you meet me off the pitch and you meet me on the pitch, on the football pitch, it will seem as if I'm two completely different people. Because off the pitch, I'm more friendly and those type of things. But once I'm on the pitch, hungry to win a game, for example, or to score a goal.
To win a game, okay. And where are you based currently at the moment? Because I'm picking up a trace of an accent.
Right now, I'm in Spain, playing in a city in Spain that's in the north of Africa. The city is named Melilla. Right now, I'm there. So maybe my accent has a little bit of Spanish in it because I've been playing in Spain for the past 5 years. So most my day to day I've been speaking in Spanish.
It's been 5 years already. Wow.
Yeah, it's been 5 years.
So what made you choose football when you were younger? Or was it immediately when you were young you just said this is the sport for me, or how did that come about?
I don't really think it was something that I thought about. It's more something that, because I can't even remember. I just remember when I have from since I have memory, I remember always wanting to play football. And my mother says that before a lot of people would go, they want to swim and those type of things. But for me, it was always the football, always the football, always the football. It didn't matter. Whatever we were doing, I always wanted to be playing football.
You always wanted to.
So I really think it's something from when I was younger that I just saw it and I just fell in love with football.
And I guess going from a young child or young boy who had an interest in this sport to now being a professional, what has that journey been like?
It's been quite tough. It's been tough because playing football as a hobby and playing football as a job is kind of different. Because as a hobby, it's more I'm just enjoying myself and those type of things. Don't get me wrong, because as a job, it's a privilege, to be playing a sport and be making money out of playing a sport and to be considered a professional. It's a privilege. But also there's now a little bit of pressure where I have to perform. I have to perform for my next contract. I have to perform for whatever I want to achieve, So that's the biggest difference. And also you see it with other people as well, because when you're playing for fun, your teammates are there and your teammates are having a good time and those type of things. But now in a professional environment, it's more, for example, I'm a striker, and if I'm doing well, the other striker in the team isn't going to be as happy. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a competition within a team that's also competing. That's the difference in professional football, that everything now has become competition.
And I guess another question following up on that is what being, because currently you are at a smaller club, it's not like you're at a Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barca, United, Liverpool, those kind of clubs. Because as kids growing up, that's the only reference we have for professional football. But what would you say your experience is like in a smaller environment, if I can even say that?
The experience here, it's different because depending on the category that you're in, more or less. So there's some teams where there'll be players that are full-on professionals, and there's some teams where the players aren't full-on professionals. So the players will be making less amounts of money, but then on the side they're going to be working their job. You know, like let's say you train in the morning, then those guys after training they'll go to their job. Or if you train in the afternoon, those people before the training session they have their job. You know, those type of things. So that's like the difference. It's like semi-professional almost. Yeah. Some players where they're making the extra money of football, but then their main job, because a lot of people have kids, you know, those type of things, and they have to take care of their families. A lot of people have their job on the side, and then they also are playing football. Yeah. So that's the difference. I think as a full-on professional, your life is kind of sorted out, like while you're just playing football, you know. Yeah. So that's the difference. That's the difference.
And I guess like when you first went over to Spain, and I think you said it was like 5 years ago. Like, what were some of the thoughts that were like running through your head at that time?
The thoughts were
just like, what do you expect the next, I don't even know, I can't even say next few years, because at that time you're just taking it a day at a time, but just what the future would hold for you at that stage.
The first thing that I really wanted to do was to understand people, because I came here and I didn't understand Spanish. I was just hearing words everywhere, and I'm like, what is this guy saying to me? Yeah, but when I arrived here, I really just wanted to get as high as I possibly could. Like I was working really hard to try to arrive here as a full professional. You know. Yeah. So once I arrived here, I wasn't a full professional. I was playing semi-professionally. But now, in the eyes of like the government and those type of things, I'm a full-on professional footballer. You know. So, like from then to now, I'm proud of what I've done, and I think I can still take it next couple of years.
So, like taking it a step further, where do you see yourself in the next few years?
In the next few years, I want to be at a level which you won't. I don't think if I say the league and those type of things, I think it's going to be difficult for the viewers to understand, or for the listeners to understand, because it's in the Spanish divisions. Yeah. So I would like to see myself in Primera Ref, which is a category here in Spain. That's quite good, or above, wherever that could be, and that would also open the doors for possible national team call up and those type of things. You know.
Speaking of national team, because I guess you probably would qualify to represent like a bunch of teams. Which national team, if you got the call up, would you prefer to represent?
If I was to get a call up, I would represent Zambia 100%.
Zambia?
100%. Yeah, 100% Zambia.
So even if you could play like for Spain, let's say you could play for Spain and they called you up, you'd say, nah, Zambia.
Oh, that's a tough one. Right now, I can't represent Spain. Represent Spain. But I still believe that I would represent Zambia, because I also think that if you're playing for Spain, or if you're playing for a different country or whatever, you're not really as appreciated. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you're playing for Zambia or South Africa or wherever, and you're coming from a European club, people really, really appreciate you. You know? Yeah. So I think that's also, and also my dream has always been to play for Zambia.
Play for Zambia.
I think I'll still choose Zambia. Yeah.
Okay. And so this season, where are you like in the season? I'm trying to. Is the schedule the same as like most of European football in terms of like this is kind of early still?
Yeah, I think we've only played 9 games so far.
9 games.
Yeah.
And how have you felt like with your performance this season?
Last season, I ended the season off with an injury in my ankle.
Okay.
And now I've had like a really great opportunity here with this club because I have somebody as my coach who has a lot of faith in me, who takes me individually and he's trying to mold me into a player that he thinks I can be, you know?
Yeah.
So now, like, I'm getting my confidence back because last season, in the first half of the season, I scored like 14 goals in 18 games. So a lot of people were calling me and those type of things. In the second half of the season, I had like kind of like a slump, you know?
Yeah.
Because I got injured and those type of things. But now with this coach now, I feel like my confidence is coming back. And I'm feeling like the Ingoma of last season again. just need to start scoring again and that's it. And everything will be better.
And I guess like, I remember when we were younger, I used to joke with you and say you kind of play like Ashley Young. But that was just because some of like resemblance things I saw. But as a striker, is there a striker right now, or even a striker that's played in the past, who you kind of like resemble your game after, or you kind of try and shape your game around that particular striker?
You're gonna laugh because I used to love this striker a lot from when I was younger, and now recently I've started. Huh?
Who is it?
I've started watching his videos again, but he was before like our time, I would say.
Okay.
No, I've started watching a lot of videos of Van Nistelrooy, for example, Van Persie as well.
Okay.
A lot of Man United strikers, because as a Man United fan, those are the guys I used to watch.
A lot of Dutch guys too. Huh?
yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, so those type of strikers, and also if I could have just a little bit of Haaland's positioning, that would also be great.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the podcast so far. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Before we dive back into the episode, I'd love it if you could take a quick moment to support this podcast. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leaving a review or a rating goes a long way. And if you're watching on YouTube, a like, a comment, or even subscribing would mean the world to me. All right, that's enough from my side. Let's get back into the show. So who do you say like right now the best striker is in the world? I mean, there's Harry Kane, there's Haaland. I'm trying to think of a third one, but no third name kind of pops up. I would say it's between Harry Kane and Haaland at this stage.
Yeah, I think it is between Harry Kane and Haaland, but I also think that they're very different. You know, I think Harry Kane is way more technical than Haaland. Harry Kane can drop into midfield and like link up play, and what's the thing? And Haaland is a box striker. He's somebody who's really good in the box.
Yeah.
Really good. Just finishes.
And then
you know
I guess like for you, are there, I guess, okay, so you mentioned Van Nistelrooy and Van Persie, but would you say you're closer to a Haaland or a Harry Kane in terms of just the way you operate with your team? Or maybe, I don't know, maybe you can adapt depending on the type of style your team plays?
Me personally, I would say I'm more similar to Isak,
okay.
You know, somebody who is really good at making runs into space with my feet. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know. Also, but I'm not somebody who drops into midfield a lot and starts to connect play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So between Harry Kane and Haaland, I'm more similar to Haaland. But then at the same time, the player that I'm most similar to, if you want to think of the highest levels, is probably Alexander Isak.
Were you always a striker, or did you play other positions when you were growing up?
I've played everywhere from when I was younger.
Yeah.
Bro, I've played. But are you talking about in senior football? Or are you talking about from academy football?
Literally from young, bro. Like any time.
Yeah, from young, I've played centre back, I've played centre mid, I've played attacking midfielder, and then I got changed to striker.
Yeah.
But in Spain, a striker is somebody that has to be able to lead as well, you know. So when I came to Spain, they moved me onto the wing while I was trying to adapt, you know.
What do you mean lead?
have to be able to understand because here, or in football in general, the first line of defense is the striker, you know? And if he doesn't understand what the team needs, the defense gets broken down much easier, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that you have to understand. In Spain, it's really, really tactical as well. Tactical and technical. Tactical, it's technically tactical as well because they also want specific controls in specific positions.
Yeah.
So you have to control this part of your foot, and the first touch that you take has to go towards that place at that specific moment. You know, those type of things.
Yeah.
So in Spain, it's really it's like chess.
It's like chess.
We want to move this guy here because this thing, whatever. We want to press this guy when he gets the ball because he's weaker with his left foot. You know what I mean? Those type of things.
I guess so. Like coming back to South Africa, when you were leaving this side, because you said Spain is more technical, it's more tactical, it's more technically tactical or whatever. How would you describe the game in South Africa?
The game in South Africa, honestly, the talent in South Africa and the talent in Spain is very similar.
Okay.
Very similar. The difference now comes in mixing the talent all together.
Yeah.
In Spain, they know how to balance it so that the whole team is playing to everyone's strengths. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in South Africa, I would also say that the football is more free. The football is more about enjoyment as well. The players are having fun on the pitch.
Yeah.
You know, once you're winning the game, the players start to do their tricks and those type of things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and here in Spain, the only thing that they'll do if they're winning the match is like two-touch play really fast, just moving the ball around to frustrate the opponent. Not the same way that they frustrate the opponent in South Africa.
Yeah, I mean, because I think even when you were this side and growing up, we always knew that European football is more like tactical and technical, and it's more like, from what I've heard, it's more like systems based. So more on how each player fits into a piece of the puzzle. Whereas here it's just about like, hey man, let's have fun, score goals, let's win the game. But in Spain it's a little bit more, it sounds like it's a little bit more in depth. I don't know if you would agree.
Yeah, I agree. The thing with Spain is that there's a lot of theory involved, you know?
Yeah.
Because while I was here, I also studied my coaching badges.
Okay.
And there's a lot of theory involved, a lot of, I don't know how to explain it. A lot of things that might not happen, but they try to prepare you for everything that might happen. You understand what I mean?
Can you give like an example of those scenarios, I guess?
Like before a match, we would prepare for if a team has 3 men in defense, if a team has 4 men in defense, if they switch if one of the wingers comes inside instead of the other. You understand? A lot of things that won't happen, but if they do happen, you have the solution. You know what I mean?
And like the whole thing of learning or studying the coaching badges, I guess that probably also helped with your on-field performance and understanding the tactics and being a leader and all of that.
Yeah, no, it helped me a lot. It helped me a lot to learn Spanish as well, because when I was studying the course, I didn't speak Spanish, and I was doing the course in Spanish.
Oh, crazy!
So I would read whatever was on the paper. I would write it down in Spanish, then I write it down in English, and then like within 6 to 8 months, I started to speak Spanish. And everybody's like, "Dude, how you learn Spanish so quick?" But I think it was thanks to that, you know.
I mean, it's like, what's it called?
Yeah,
swim or sink. Sink or swim.
Yeah. That's how it was. No, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I was able to learn Spanish quickly like that, because there's a lot of people that have been here for more or less the same amount of time as me, and they're still struggling.
Man, that's a blessing for sure, definitely. And like bringing it back to you, how going to a foreign country. And this is back to before you left. So when you got the chance, like obviously you're going to grab it with 2 hands, but how difficult has it been without being surrounded by friends and family and just familiar surroundings. I mean, you've been there for 5 years now, so it's like, or you've been in Spain for 5 years, so it's starting to feel probably a little bit like home. But I can imagine it's still kind of a home away from home situation.
Yeah, it's difficult because in football or in sports in general, you either win, you draw, or you lose, no? Or you perform well, or you perform poorly, or you perform all right.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
And I guess in sports, the majority of the times aren't going to be your best performance. You understand what I mean? Like the best players in the world, let's say they've played 100 games, they're going to lose 60 of those matches. Like, or they'll have a 40% win rate. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's just how sports is. You know, moments when you're losing, when you feel like you could have done better, and all those type of things, you come home and it's like you're alone. You know, that's the most difficult thing. That when you're in a situation where you just like to be with your people, just to forget about the match, no, or forget about your training session that you didn't do as well as you thought you could. The hardest thing I think is that you come home and you're by yourself, and that you can call and those type of things, but it's not the same. That's the most difficult part, I think.
Yeah, and those are like things we didn't think about growing up. I think as we get older, even if we're not involved with sports, the sports industry, because like growing up, you just see transfers going over happening all around the world. This person flying from there to there and moving from team to team. But yeah, I can imagine that being difficult, especially when things aren't going well.
Yeah, no, it's really difficult when things aren't going well because you're by yourself. You're really, really by yourself. But no, at the end of the day, as I said at the beginning, it's a privilege. You know, I mean, thank God every time for the privilege to be playing football as a job. Yeah. But there is that part of you're always alone that is the most difficult. You know.
Yeah, I can imagine it being difficult, and I mean, just in a foreign country, it does help that you have learned the language. And as we kind of like reach the conclusion of our conversation, you mentioned earlier you're doing coaching or your coaching badges. In the future, do you think you could maybe step into a managerial position, manager of Zambia? Who knows?
Nah, as a manager, I don't think.
Okay.
I prefer to be an analyst, you know, something like that. Somebody who's doing those small things for clubs, you know. Yeah. As a manager, not really, because after my football career, I don't think I want that pressure. Because a lot of my coaches have told me, they said, like, if you feel pressure playing, being a coach is 10 times worse, because now it's not up to you. It's also up to the guys that you put on the pitch. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's not in your control anymore.
Yeah. So I don't think I'd want to be a coach. Or if I'm a coach, it would have to be like for an academy or whatever. But for first teams and those type of things, I wouldn't want to be a coach.
Yeah, I can imagine. Hey, the pressure is crazy. You're getting sacked in the morning every few months.
Yeah, imagine you have a game that you have to win, and your centre back didn't sleep at night, and your whole job is based on whether this guy has a good game or not. Yeah. And he didn't sleep, so now he's playing poorly, and they scored 2 goals against the team, and you know that if I lose this match, I'm getting sacked. You know.
How intense is it in Spain? Like the culture around winning, losing, the fans.
In Spain?
Yeah, in Spain.
Oh, yeah. Last season, I was in a team that has a very big social mass. You know.
Yeah.
And there was one time when I ordered food. You know, like after a game or something, I usually don't like to cook or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was our off day. And I said, okay, I'm gonna order like sushi, you know?
Yeah.
Just for to not leave the house, not cook anything and whatever.
Yeah.
And I opened the door, and the delivery man was like a fan. And he said, "You guys better stop your nonsense. You guys have to." And the guy's delivering my food, and I'm like, dude. He said it in a much more vulgar way in Spanish. And he started insulting me, and I just took the food and I said, "Thank you very much." And I had to close the door.
So it wasn't like, it wasn't a joke. It wasn't like banter or anything. It was like dead serious.
No. He was angry. He was vexed.
Oh man, you're trying to get your food, and the guy's like,
Yeah, I just wanted to eat.
Yo, man, that's wild. Like for, I guess, a younger athlete who dreams of playing professionally in Europe specifically, just because that's the context you are in, what, I guess, you could give as much advice. I'm not going to say give like 3 tips or whatever. Like, what advice would you share with a young athlete or a young footballer specifically who wants to play professionally in Europe?
The advice that I would give them is that before you arrive in Europe, be prepared. You know, be in your like highest physical form. Be in top shape. Try to learn everything that you can about the culture of that area. So let's say you're going to Italy, you have to learn how do they play football in Italy. If you're going to Spain, how do they play? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those type of different things. And then once you're here, you have to be really strong mentally, because you're in a place where everybody also wants to reach the highest level. You know? And you're a foreigner. So for you to play, you have to be the best in that team.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you have to be patient. You have to be strong mentally, because whatever mistake you make, you're going to the bench, and the person that's from Spain or whatever will play. Even though they're worse because you made a mistake, they're gonna play. So you just have to be patient, because at some point in time, once everything
settles down,
aligned, everything settles down, you're the player now they're going to look to, and you're going to be the one that everybody's saying, okay, now this is like our reference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the beginning, just how would I say? It's like you're trying your best to open up and to play, but everybody keeps throwing like rocks at you. Like no. And you just have to be patient. Just have to be patient until it's your time. When one person says yes, and when God says yes, that's it. So that's the most important thing, that you have your patient, that you're patient, and that you work hard.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it sounds like on the one side it's like on the pitch stuff, just like your performance, but then there's also off the pitch stuff. I mean, new country, new systems, being patient with yourself, mental strength. Yeah. Not an easy thing, but I think it's rewarding.
Not easy at all.
It's very rewarding, and you've done well for the last 5 years, and I'm excited to see how this season plays out. I'm excited to see how the rest of your career plays out. Hopefully we'll get the chance to see you live, eh? One of these days, like, the family is just going to travel to Spain, and hopefully we'll be able to watch you score a goal or two, eh?
Yeah, that would be great. Or maybe you'll see me live there when I'm playing for the Zambia national team.
And that's true as well. But I mean, you guys, Zambia hasn't qualified for the World Cup, so hey, I don't know when we're going to be seeing them play anytime soon. No, but
nations, you never know what could happen, bro.
That's true. Honestly, that's true. Let's see. I think the African Cup of Nations is in Jan. Is it in Jan this year? Oh, next year. Sorry.
2027 June.
Isn't it next year, the African Cup of Nations? No,
next year is the World Cup.
What? But really? Okay, no, I know the World Cup is next year, but I'm pretty sure, because I'm watching United at the moment, and Mbemo and Ahmad are cooking, right? So people are saying, like, when they go for AFCON, we finish. So you sure it's not like end of this year, beginning of...
It's AFCON 25, yeah. I think you're right.
Okay, yeah, because I was about to say, I was like, I got my dates confused. But yeah, hey, we'll be seeing you soon at AFCON, and hopefully you'll lead Zambia back to glory. And no, it was great chatting with you, and thanks for the encouragement. And I hope to have you on the show again, maybe at the end of the season after you, I don't know, win the league. Top goal scorer, I don't know. Let's see what happens. Let's pray.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Thanks for having me on the show.